what are some practical marketing tips that a law firm or an individual lawyer can do to sort of improve its competitiveness when they're maybe not doing anything, like they're just kind of, just doing the law?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's important to identify kind of your firm's strategy first. What's the type of firm you're part of? You just listed a bunch of different categories that are going to have different, corporate strategies, if you will, but then definitely marketing strategies. But I think at a high level, you want to understand the market to which you're marketing. So I would advise, thinking about 5 clients you've worked with in the past year or two that you feel represent sort of your sweet spot as a firm. There was a really positive relationship and likely a positive outcome for the client and the firm. You want to start shaping who's the archetype of client I'm going after and how did they find me? How did those people actually find me? And try to deduce some learnings from that sort of client journey and that experience working with that client. Because you want to shape who am I speaking to in a crowded world, and how did the people I spoke to in the past hear my message? So I think that's very clear of understanding which clients you're going after. And then you want to define your competition. I think this is a thing that a lot of law firms don't necessarily know how to think about. And again, we just wrote a white paper on this, so it's a bit top of mind for me. But a lot of people think sort of the 800-pound gorilla is their competition when they're really kind of a minnow, just because the 800-pound gorilla is in everybody's face. But if you're thinking about navigating a part of the pond, I might be stretching a metaphor too far here, but if you're thinking about navigating a certain part of the pond, you want to be clear about who's really going after that area, as opposed to I need to face off against the biggest guy in my market. You want to define who are going after those clients I've identified as attractive to me for the cases that I'm really good at managing, and that's your competitive set. I think sometimes people get wrapped up, particularly because a lot of times these are local businesses and lawyers know the lawyers in the other law firm, and there's a personal relationship that creates an emotional tie to business decisions that can kind of cloud judgment on where you chase opportunity and resources. But if you take a bit more of a dispassionate view of like those firms that are your actual competition, I think it'll clarify what you should be doing from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah. And Kyle, I just want to mention before we go any further that what I really like about what you're saying is you're not telling people to jump in and say, this is the hot thing, go do it. Or this is where my people are spending money, go do it. You're saying, take a step back, identify your best clients, client personas. Who are the people that you would like to work with, who are going to pay you, who are going to appreciate you, and then look at your competition and recognize, who they really are and what they're doing. And I'm not saying you have to like focus on your competition, but it's good to know what they're doing and who they are and what they're going with it. And I think before you get into investing money and time and energy to take the effort, a little bit of effort and time to do those first things, I think is so wise and important. And many lawyers, I think, skip it and they just go right to what's the hot marketing trend or what's the random act of marketing I'm going to do today.